It's my time here. Okay, nope, gotta stay here. I'm connected. Okay. It's a new alarm. It's annoying. That makes it sparkly and shiny. Yeah, this is getting annoying. Welcome back to ADHD is the New Black. I'm Stacey Michelle. Let's be real. Being ADHD makes living life hard.
Real hard.
I know firsthand that no matter how much education I receive about ADHD, and no matter how many productivity tools and tips I apply to my ADHD challenges, I'm frequently reminded ADHD can't be cured. I have to cash those reality checks on the days that my guard is down because I didn't get enough sleep the night before, like today. And I get surprise residual checks when my ADHD gets a little grimy on me. Like making me deaf to my Alexa alerts, blinding me to my calendar alerts, and making me forgetful to once very specific habits I created that ensured that I was able to conduct myself like a responsible adult. What's with all the fruit flies in here? And that's the character of ADHD. It guarantees that the things that work for us today to manage our symptoms will suddenly stop working for us with no warning tomorrow. By the time we notice that the scaffolding we get to support ourselves has collapsed, we backtracked into making the same mistakes and bad habits that drove us to seek out help in the first place. To me, trying to tame my ADHD makes me feel like a rodeo bull rider trying to stay in the saddle and hold on. And when I get bucked, not if, but when I get bucked, it hurts my self-esteem, it hurts my feelings, and it hurts my sense of self-efficacy. So many of us with ADHD are uniquely wired to bring something valuable and profound to the world. But because the challenges of ADHD tend to magnify our weaknesses rather than our strengths, too many of us feel bad about ourselves much more than we feel good about ourselves. So right here, right now, let me help you value yourself more by showing you that your ADHD strengths and weaknesses are really just two sides of the same coin. And if you can internalize that, I promise you, it'll help you to reframe your relationship to yourself. You'll start feeling good about yourself. Feel good about yourself, girl. So let's play a little game here. It's called Flip That Coin. Our challenges, or more accurately, our symptoms, fall under three categories or types: inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Here's some of my challenges, and probably yours too, under the inattentive type of ADHD. On one side of the inattention coin, you find challenges with lack of attention to details and careless mistakes. Flip that coin! Those of us with ADHD, we have thoughts that are all over the place. At least I know I do.
That's not always a bad thing, especially when it comes to problem solving. When neurotypical people see a problem, oftentimes they don't see any other way to approach it. But a person with ADHD can usually find multiple new solutions and approaches that no one else would have thought of. Back on the quote-unquote bad side of the coin, one of our problems with ADHD is that we tend to have a lack of focus. Following through on assignments, chores, instructions can be a challenge. But I want to set the record straight on lack of focus. Those of us with ADHD, we don't actually have a problem with focus. We have a problem focusing on the appropriate things at the appropriate time. And here's why. Our ADHD brains are wired to be interest-based. Unless we're interested in what we're doing, unless it's challenging or new or novel or urgent, it's very hard for our ADHD brains to engage. It's not something that's our fault. It's just science. When you flip that coin, then we can actually go into what's called hyperfocus. When channeled properly,
Hyperfocus can be our superpower. Hyperfocus means we will only focus on that one thing to the exclusion of everything else. Sometimes everybody else. I become so focused on a thing, all I want to talk about is that thing.
Another so-called weakness of ADHD is hyperactivity and impulsivity. When you look at this side of the coin, that looks like fidgeting. You talk excessively, you interrupt people. These things can all be framed as positives. Those of us with ADHD, hyperactivity, and impulsivity, we are so quick. When we're talking to someone, our thoughts are already focused on something else entirely. The ADHD brain is just working faster than the other people around you. We have a lot of energy. We can walk circles around people, outwork just about anybody.
If it sounds like I'm trying to make the ADHD glass seem half full instead of half empty, well, that's because I am. A lot of us with ADHD are optimists, and that's because we have to be in order to get up, dust ourselves off, and try again, over and over and over again.
The world is not understanding, nor is it as kind to neurodivergence as it could be. But it is getting better. But the only way that we're going to be able to be the fullest assets in our workplaces or classrooms or relationships that we can be is to advocate for our needs. What would that look like for you? Do you need to record your meetings in the morning so that you can review them later? Make that known. Do you need someone to double check your details to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed? Make that known. It not only keeps communication and understanding transparent, it protects you if someone else in the workplace is ignoring or denying your stated needs or circumstances. And while I'm helping you advocate for your needs, I need your help. If you're led to do so, go to the Patreon page just listed in the link for ADHD is the New Black and pledge a monthly amount. By donating, you're helping me to have the time and the space and the resources to continue to do what I'm doing now and kick the stigma of ADHD out of our mindset so that we can thrive. For those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, thank you so much for acknowledging the value of this content through your generous donations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.